Let your hustle and your actions speak for you. This is the only way you really could prove who the real hustlers are. Not who make the biggest hit record of the summer, not who got the biggest buzz, and not who got the best stylist. We're going to look back a decade from now and see who got the most money, who made the most moves, who made the most millionaires, who put the most people in power.
A quote from Rick Ross, from the mud to the marble. What a beautiful analogy from going from poverty to wealth. A lot of people have started from the bottom, but ultimately found financial freedom. How do they do that? It all starts with your mentality. Being a hustler and being a boss is a mentality first. And if you want to change your life forever, watch this video and learn how to think like a boss from Rick Ross. Our culture is full of wealth, talent, passion, style, history, and influence. This culture was built by remarkable people who impact the world every single day, but nobody talks about how they do it. What are the skills they possess to entertain, inspire, and shake up the world? Now, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to pay homage to those leading the way. I'm Jamaal Noland, and this is Culture Breakdown. If you only know Rick Ross as a rapper, you're missing out on all his most incredible accomplishments. He came in the game as a self-proclaimed biggest boss, and over a decade later, he has proven that time and time again, as he invested in franchises like Wingstop, has his own champagne, and many other business ventures, as well as being a New York Times best-selling author. Hurricane was one of my favorite books to read last year in 2019. I made a video on top 10 books for the culture. Check it out if you're interested in more Black authors. I'll link it above and below. If you're new to this channel, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and bell notification for new culture breakdowns every Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. Drop a comment at any time sharing your opinion, and also stick around to the very end because there's a bonus principle from the boss himself. Now let's get into principle number 4, speaking into existence.
When I said I was the biggest boss, of course at the time I wasn't the biggest boss, but that was my perspective of where I would end up. And that's how I always spoke things into existence.
Okay, that's a good question, because again, my first impression of you when I first met you, you were talking that talk.
Believe that.
And part of it was like, yo, is he crazy? Is this guy? But I always got the notion that you believed what you were saying at the beginning.
Definitely.
Did you believe it, or was like, I have to say this?
I would die about it.
Right.
You have to believe in yourself first and foremost. Muhammad Ali said, I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. Man, what a powerful declaration. You have to tell yourself every single day that you're a boss and that you're great, or whatever it is you want to manifest in your life. If you tell yourself something enough, you'll believe it. Obviously, this isn't a magic pill, and faith without work is dead. This is more about rewiring your brain to focus in on success and greatness only. Rick Ross said, I would die about it. That means no one could tell him otherwise. He was a boss in his mind, and that's all that mattered, and the world would soon find out. I believe you have to tell yourself every day that you're a boss or you're great, but you also have to tell someone else. Goals aren't real until you write them down and tell someone. We have the power to speak things into existence. Make this a daily habit and you're on your way. For another example on speaking things into existence, check out this video on Deontay Wilder and how he displays confidence in himself. I'm gonna link it above. Principle number 3, get the bag.
How many different revenue streams do you have?
And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't counted them recently. And I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way, but right now we closing deals and we making shit happen. Shout out to Optimal Cigars, and if it's something that naturally goes along with what I do, I'm with it. Think my hustle is immense, but I would be contradicting it if, let's say for instance, a year and a half ago, I had a 7-figure offer from a cigarette company. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't want to be holding the picture cigarettes. And
it's nasty.
I left that money on the table, which Rose don't do a lot of. Don't play that game. We came for one reason.
Isn't that a good feeling?
It's a blessing.
When you don't have to do it for a check.
It's a blessing. But the only way you find yourself in that position is when you leave very little on the table.
You have to leave very little on the table. As long as it aligns with your morals and values, take every opportunity to get money. You have to actively search for money and take every dollar. The mentality there is each dollar is a step in the right direction. This is a principle where your brain turns on the hustling switch. And once that's turned on, along with speaking it into existence, you are 2 times closer to getting any goals that you have. Principle number 2, build a team.
Do you see the vision? You know what I'm saying? Do you see Belichick sitting in this motherfucker right here? You know what I'm saying? Do you see Kraft? Do you see the big boys who made the most millionaires? Who put the most people in power? Who really getting paper? That's what we gonna see. And you can't talk your way into that. And I understood that. So I'm saying where I said Sylvia Rome down to Talia Coles.
Down to Yvette, you've named a few.
Of course, shout out to Yvette, Erica, the whole team. It's a lot of females that work around me and they strong. Yes. You know, and that's the thing about it. As a woman, you gotta be strong. As long as you confident and you strong, you gonna make it.
Yeah.
Very few people do it alone. In fact, I'm willing to say no one does it alone. This boss-like mentality isn't I'm a manager, you're my employee. It's more about I'm a coach and I want to put people in position to succeed. Building a team is about getting good people around you to see the vision and can contribute to it and help elevate the brand. This piece of the puzzle often gets left out, but it's a valuable mentality to have. Build a team of people that have one singular goal. Principle number 1, hustle on purpose.
So when you really think like that, you gotta multiply. And maybe other places, other artists wasn't thinking of investing 25 million in the franchises or another 20 over here, but I was.
What are you doing, sir?
Still hustling, baby.
My being on time fucked me up.
Did I?
It fucked me up that you was on time. Out of all the interviews I've done, nobody's on time. And then I was like, all right, this matches with his music. Because to me, when somebody's on time, it speaks to their level of hustle. It speaks to their business acumen. It speaks to so many different things. So thank you, number 1.
Ross said, I'm from where your hustle determines your salary. He really means that. That's a dope time is money line. You show up on time because you have other plans, meetings, or money to get to. If you showed up to your job late, that cost you actual money. Same thought process. Couple that with making moves and investments, you can't be stopped. You want your money to work for you instead of working for your money. How do you do that? First, you get every bag possible. Then you spend that money in businesses you don't have to run. Ross is the biggest boss. This week, studying supplied me with tremendous insight, and I hope I brought that knowledge to you guys in a digestible, life-changing format. Oh yeah, there's one more bonus principle, right?
Y'all don't notice the way I move. I could separate myself from anybody and just be on my own island and boy, Nah, I love being around highly successful people. I love looking up to people that got more than me. I don't have no problem with that. God is great. That can inspire me. When I'm around dudes with a lot more, they comfortable. They see the game that I want to absorb. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to Draper. Shout out to Jay Prince. And, all the names go on.
Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and like. And until next week, I'm out.